But generally when I'm teaching the seminar, my goal is that everybody has a real outlook on what mixed martial arts is, if that's what we're doing, or Thai boxing. Try to really get the essence of, you know, mixed martial arts, so they understand that it's all about good knowledge in all the ranges, not just being good at one or two, but having all the things taken care of. And at first, let's go to the essence of each range. What are they supposed to get out of that range? What is the most common things that are happening in mixed martial arts right now? And then we start to feed off of that. So again, it comes down to mastering the basics in each range and then picking stuff up off of those. Sprawl, if you stand up fighter, or if you want to keep it up on your feet, the sprawl is an absolutely 100% essential skill. Secondary thing about the sprawl, all right, is if I want to develop the sprawl and really develop it to a high level, I got to assume that there is no such thing as a guard, so I have a fallback. So I learn to put 100% of my hip into that, get my legs out of there 100%. There is no other way to do it. That's how I'm going to develop that sprawl.
Greg, what's your background and what makes you qualified to teach these arts?
Generally, my background initially started many years ago. Before I was doing anything, I started wrestling and doing gymnastics. That's my first, things I did. And I did those things religiously. Then about in 8th grade, I started doing martial arts as far as kicking, punching. 10th grade, I met a guy that was Kempo, karate, black belt, and I was wrestling and boxing at that time, so we mixed it up. And then 1983 is when I met Rick Fay in his garage. We had a workout session with eight people. And we just did, that was my beginning of Filipino martial arts, Jun Fan, Jeet Kune Do, and really starting to find out what Thai boxing was about. 1984 was the first time I met Guru Dan and Ajarn Chai, all right? And so that was the explosion right there. The whole time I was wrestling, and wrestling for the University of Minnesota, going on from there, going to the Greco program with the Minnesota Greco, which is a very high-level Greco program. Continuing to train in Thai boxing, Filipino martial arts, Jun Fan Martial Arts, figuring out how the wrestling fit in there. Larry Hartzell was kind of the first person to really bring us to grappling. Of course, Erik Paulson moved out to Los Angeles at that time and exploded, with grappling and mixed martial arts. He was the first guy to really come back and put it all together. From there, we just kept on growing. I met Pedro Sauer in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 1996 and started doing a lot of gi work, along with all of our no-gi work, along with our Thai boxing. We started fighting in 1993 in Thai boxing and in Shudo, and we've been fighting ever since. And at this point in time, I fought Thai boxing, I fought Shudo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, submission wrestling, of course, hundreds and hundreds of wrestling matches. And then as far as fighting goes, we've probably, out of our gym, have had hundreds of fighters. You got a sprawl. Okay? Then we come back up, I punch. Alright, so coming behind our sprawl, alright? So my goal is to sprawl.
Greg, who are your biggest influences when learning these martial arts that you teach?
First and foremost, the biggest influence is Guru Dan Inosanto. He's probably been at the forefront of everything that's coming to the United States, be it Thai boxing, Shudo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, of course the Filipino martial arts, Silat, Wing Chun, you name it. He was one of the people that brought these people in or really spread it across the United States. And just his whole mentality of how he does the martial arts, fits them together, creativity, the whole ball of wax comes from him. As far as mixed martial arts in general, of course, we have to give Yuri Nakamura credit. He was the first one to really bring Shudo to the United States. His protege and my instructor as well, Erik Paulson, who is like the encyclopedia of mixed martial arts. Everybody talks about the encyclopedia of leg locks. That's like a small portion of what he is. You know, he has the entire game in his head somewhere, and he's a phenomenal guy. And the way he teaches and the way he does things is a big deal. Sifu Larry Hartzell was one of his instructors, one of my instructors, and really opened the doors to focus mitts and putting the grappling and stand-up striking together. So without Larry Hartzell, there'd be a big part of how we do things missing. So he's a huge part of it. Thai boxing, you know, for me, Ajarn Chai. I mean, I've been with that guy since I was 18 years old. And, you know, through Thailand and just all the subtleties of Thai boxing have come from, you know, Ajarn Chai. And then my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and my whole mentality of how I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes from Professor Pedro Sauer, who's a 6th-degree black belt, now just got his red and black belt under Hickson Gracie and Helio Gracie. So it comes right down from the line. And so those would probably be my biggest influences. Yes. And do this hold tight. Okay? So every time that I come in and duck under here, plant. See his shoulders went from here to here. So from here, he's in a stronger position, so I break him down to a weak position. Okay, one of the biggest things I can say, guys, is, well, one of our creeds is opera non verba, deeds, not words. You're going to do it, do it. Don't talk about it. All right? Train hard.